Okay. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed votos, today is the momentous occasion as we gather here for this special virtual onboarding session. I, Dr. Mohit Arora, on behalf of Lovely Professional University, extend my heartiest congratulations to each and every Virto present here and their proud parents. When we use the term Virto, it's not merely a name or a title. It embodies that an emotion that resonates within every student of Lovely Professional University. Within these walls, we witness the conversion of diverse cultures, background, and heritages, creating a harmonious blend of talent and diversity. The title of Virto is a badge of honor carried by those who have come before us and who have set new benchmarks for all who follow. Today, we are privileged to have Dr. Monica Gulati ma'am with us, our esteemed registrar and executive dean, a shining light in the realm of higher education in our country. With a research focused approach and innovative use of technology in pharmacy, ma'am has garnered accolades and laurels throughout her illustrious career. She has more than 30 years of teaching, research, and administrative experience. Her scholarly achievements are nothing short of extraordinary. Dr. Monica Gulati ma'am has more than 250 high impact publications, 4,300 plus citations, one book, and 12 book chapters to her credit. She has been granted 6 Indian patents, while 22 have been published. She is on the editorial and review board of more than 20 journals. She is on the advisory board of 4 pharma organization as an honorary member. Her research forte is enhancing bioperformance of drug molecules, including small and large biomolecules, phytochemicals, and probiotics. Metabiotics using conventional and novel dosage forms, especially in the areas of colon targeting. She holds a keen interest in the quality control parameters of delivery systems. Her group has designed novel platform technologies to overcome challenges of therapeutic delivery of different classes of phytopolypeptides and phytochemicals. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from Dr. Monica Gulati ma'am, a visionary leader whose accomplishments are truly awe-inspiring. Her wisdom, expertise, and vision will undoubtedly inspire each one of us to strive for greatness and embrace the virtue that reside within us. Once again, I extend my warmest congratulations to all the virtues present here and their proud parents for choosing Lovely Professional University, a decision that will undoubtedly shape your future in most remarkable ways. Without further ado, let us eagerly await the words of wisdom from our esteemed registrar and executive dean, Dr. Monica Gulati, ma'am. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. So I hope you can hear me.
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
audible? Yeah.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I
Loud
hope
and
my
clear.
slides are also visible.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
So good evening to all the attendees, the new students who are going to join us, and if there are any parents also. So all of us have been through the trauma of COVID about 3.5 years back. So in that period, while most of the professions they went down, pharmacy was the only profession that went up. Fortunately or unfortunately, we were not very well prepared. We as a society, in fact, the entire world was not very well prepared for such a pandemic. And it taught us many lessons, one of which was that, you should respect the pharmacists, the people who are going to save your lives in case anything like that happens. So after that, a huge boost to the pharma industry across the world, not only in India, across the world that took place. So I had an idea that there would be some doubts, there would be some queries, there would be some kind of questions in the minds of the children who are going to join the profession. So I've tried to address them. Otherwise, if there are any more questions, I'll be very happy to reply to them also, answer them also. And I'll, of course, as a teacher, I'll also share some piece of advice. Now, when you are looking at the screen, you might be seeing on the right hand side, of course, on the left, you will see the logo of our university and school. On the other side, you might be seeing another logo of Pharmacy Council of India. So first thing I would like to share is that in our country, like in most of the countries, you see the profession of pharmacy is very, very highly regulated. There is a council which, just like the council of medicine, Indian Medical Council, which regulates all the colleges which are imparting MBBS, and the Council of Law, there is a Council of Pharmaceutical Sciences. The reason being that, in the case of pharmacy profession, we can't afford any kind of error. So if a doctor makes a mistake, he will kill one person. But if a pharmacist who's working in an industry makes a mistake, he will probably, he or she is going to kill or damage maybe 10,000 or 1 lakh patients, because in one go you are going to prepare maybe 100 or 1000 or 10,000 or 1 lakh injections or syrup bottles or tablets or so on. So this is one profession which is therefore highly regulated, and the implications of this are many more which I'll be sharing with you. So as sir was telling you, he was congratulating you on joining LPU. I would also like to congratulate you for joining, the School of Pharmaceutical Sciences at LPU. The reason being that, as I shared with you, there was a big boost to the pharma industry, all kinds of pharma industry during and after the COVID period. And, there cannot be a recession in the pharma industry. The reason being, let us gulp down this bitter pill. It may not sound very good, but all of us as a generation, starting from my generation to the younger generations also, my children, you people, the lifestyles have deteriorated a lot. The way our parents used to do physical activity, they used to eat good food, they used to eat vegetables and so on. We are more dependent upon the fast foods, the processed foods. The exercise is much less. We are always distracted with the social media. So you see the psychological as well as the physical health is deteriorating slowly. So we need more medicines. We need more interventions. Another thing is, which is a good thing. So simultaneously, I'll be talking about the facts, whether they are good or bad. People are becoming more conscious also. I still remember, in my parents' generation, nobody used to get the health checkup done unless and until there was a visible sickness. With my generation, we do it probably once in 2 years or so. But with the younger generation, it is now almost every 6 months or almost every year, the people are going for health checkups. So again, since the people are becoming more health conscious, they are depending more on the supplements, they are depending more upon the lifestyle changing kind of diet, nutraceuticals and so on. So there is a huge need of people who are qualified to prepare these kind of pharmaceutical and cost. All of you might have heard of Botox. Till 20 years back, no one had heard of Botox. So all this again falls in the lap of pharmacists. Botox cannot be prepared by a cosmetologist or by a beautician, you see. The preparation is done by a pharmacist only. Similarly, when you are talking about the nutraceuticals, the food that you take while you are gymming, the supplements, the protein supplements and so on, they are also prepared, there is an essentially a pharmacist who is required. Another fact, again a positive fact, is that the lifespan has increased a lot. When we got independence in 1947, the average lifespan of an Indian was in 40s only. Now it is touching, 70. So the life expectancy has also increased. So, your grandparents are living longer. And when people age, they need more medical support. So the scope for pharmacists is increasing every year as the geriatric population, geriatric means the people who are above the age of 60. So as the geriatric population is increasing, the need for the support system, medical support system is also increasing. So in the coming times, there will be a higher need of doctors, there will be a higher need of nursing staff, there will be a higher need of caretakers, and there will be obviously a higher need of pharmacy professionals also. So this is the right time when you should venture into, we are in early 2020s, 2024 precisely. So this is the right time to enter into the profession. Another thing that has happened very recently, not very recently, in last 1.5 decades, since something around 1990, the Indian pharmacy industry, along with the Chinese pharmacy industry, has been able to produce and export the drugs in the Western market. Western, by Western, I mean the US, the UK, and the other developed countries, competing with their brands at almost 1/3 to 1/10 the price. So what has happened now is that they depend somewhere on the exports from the two countries, that is India and China. And as you are all aware that during the COVID time, China lost its credibility in the sense that the masks, the vaccines, the medicines they supplied to the entire world were found to be counterfeit. They were found to be of substandard quality and so on. So now currently the highest number of units of pharma industry which are exporting to US are in India. We have crossed the number of units exporting to US of China. So currently the highest number lies with India only. And you might be aware that during the COVID crisis, Indian pharma industry supplied hydroxychloroquine, HCQ. People used to call it quinine at that time. The general public used to call it quinine. So initially, when the initial phase of both first wave and second wave of COVID, it was believed that HCQ can prevent COVID, which was to some extent right also. So at that time, India was able to supply the hydroxychloroquine to almost the entire world at much less prices as compared to that provided by the Western world. So the production skills are already proven. So the Western world believes that Indians are capable of giving high quality drugs. Credibility of China has been hit. And we are well aware of, and we have been supplying to US and European countries following their regulatory norms. So you see currently the highest number of FDA. FDA is basically the federal agency of US which regulates the import and export of drugs. The highest number of units beyond US are in India. And you all know that Indians are very good in mathematics, so data management skills are very, very good with the Indian scientists. So these are the advantages of India, because of which, we are the chosen ones. So we are able to supply to the entire world of a very high quality at the minimum prices. So the cost to product quality ratio is the highest for Indian products. Another drawback with China is they are not well versed with English, which we Indians are. So the Western world is looking towards India only for all kinds of medical support. And then, as I shared with you already, a number of units are there. So they have no hesitation in giving more approvals to the Indian pharma industry. So COVID has proven to be, instrumental in dawning of a new era as far as the pharmacy professionals are concerned. So then coming to the queries which most of the new entrants to pharmacy profession have, what is the scope? Everyone asked me, ma'am, what is the scope of pharmacy? After we have done our B Pharm, what can we do? So there are a few verticals. First, I'll talk of industry because most of you are, focused on industry. So we have the various number of opportunities. They are all listed here. So I'll just touch one by one. In production, there are two types of productions. One is where the raw drug is prepared, and second is where the dosage forms are prepared. Raw drug, I mean aspirin. Aspirin as a chemical is prepared in certain industries. That is also called production. And when you prepare the tablets or the syrup or the injection of aspirin, that is also production. But there are two different types of productions. Then when, the tablets or syrups have already been prepared, how do we know that they are fit enough, good enough to be given to human beings, to us, to the patients? That is handled by a completely different vertical, which is known as the quality control department. So what is generally done by the quality control people is they will take the samples from the production before it is released into the market, right? And then they will check whether all the parameters are as per the standard. Will the tablets that have been produced in the production department will actually be able to reduce the fever or not? Are they up to the standard? Are there any kind of impurities which may harm the patient? And so on. Are there any broken tablets? And so on. So that is another department. Then there is a similar department which is known as the quality assurance department. Now the job of quality assurance people is a little different. It is more elaborate, in fact. So you will need more people in quality assurance department than in quality control department. Quality assurance people will, as the name suggests, will ensure that the quality checks are in place. They will ensure that cleanliness is proper, that the right kind of equipment is there, that if there is any change in equipment, the people who are working on the equipment, they are given a proper training and so on. So quality assurance people are more in number in any industry as compared to those who are there in quality control. Production, the number of people will all obviously depend upon the number of products which are being prepared. Then we have the Department of Regulatory Affairs. This department will check whether it can be supplied, it can be exported, because since it is something which is related to the health of human beings, so every country has different regulatory standards. So the Regulatory Affairs Department will first check and will prepare the documents if they are to be sold in India, if they are to be exported to Japan, if they are to be exported to US, if they are to be exported to France, and so on. So Regulatory Affairs will prepare all the documents and cross-check along with quality assurance that everything is all right. Then we have a Department of Packaging. Now, you see, many people don't even know about the existence of packaging. Packaging department is very important. Say if you have prepared the tablets very nicely, they are very well prepared, but the packaging is torn, what happens? They will get damaged. Before they reach the patient, they will get damaged. So we have a full-fledged department of packaging in every pharma industry. Then we have clinical pharmacy. In clinical pharmacy, there are again two divisions. One division is preclinical, the second division is clinical. So preclinical division will check the effects of the drugs which are prepared on the animals, on the rats and on mice, on rabbits, while the clinical division will check it on the human beings under the clinical trials. Another very upcoming kind of area is pharmacovigilance. This year, almost 15% of my children have joined pharmacovigilance as a career. In pharmacovigilance, what is done is we check across the entire globe the reporting for any kind of side effects or any kind of negative effects. Even the nausea and vomiting which is caused is considered as a side effect. And then that data is taken, that data is compiled, and then we compare the side effects or the negative effects of the various dosage regimens and recommend it to the government which is the best one. Coming to the next one, we have research and development, which you can see as R&D. Now, research and development is something which will give, as the name suggests, re and search. So a drug is already there, but you want to reinvent it. It could be used for some other indication also. It could be given in the, many of you might have seen the inhalers which are used for asthma or any problem which is there in the lungs or in the throat. So till about 20 years back, there were no inhalers. So anybody who was having asthma had to take a tablet or a capsule or a syrup, which would, go to his kidneys also, liver also, bladder also, everywhere, while it was required only in the lungs. So it was only because of the efforts of the R&D scientists that, inhalers could be developed. And even vaccine, you might have seen India was so prompt in developing the vaccine during COVID. So that was also done by the R&D department of a company. Medical affairs, you might have seen some smart people, some young smart people carrying a briefcase to the doctor's cabins and then coming out after, say, 15 minutes or half an hour. So, which are who are, those people are known as the medical representatives. So, medical affairs is a department which teaches these medical representatives. So, they will, set a time for the launch of a new drug. They will prepare the material for the doctors to read, because doctors don't have time, to read the books and update their information. So these medical affairs department of an industry will prepare a brochure, handout, or even small books are prepared to give the entire detail of a particular drug treatment, which is then taught to the medical representatives so that eventually they can teach the doctors about it. So that is handled by the medical affairs department. Then sales and marketing, this is comprised by the medical representatives. And then we have product management. These are the people, the people who are serving in the product management. They are preparing the labels, on each tablet, on each capsule or strip or each syrup bottle. There is a there is a label which is prepared by these product management people. So all kind of extra effort which is done to teach either the doctors or the patients apart from the medical affairs is done by for a particular product at one point of time. So they have huge teams of product management who are handling the various products. Then talking of the entrepreneurship. Now recently I have seen a trend in the children who are joining us. Rather than, going for a job, they want to start their own entrepreneurships. So if you're going to start your own business, you have these options. You can open a bulk drug industry. Bulk drug, as I shared with you, the production of aspirin or the production of paracetamol or the production of nimesulide, that means the raw material. Formulation industry is where you are going to prepare the tablets, capsules, and so on. Apart from this, as I was sharing with you, quality control is there. Now, government is also very strict. Even if you have done the quality control of your own products in the industry, they will still cross-check it. So they have certain testing labs, but the testing labs of the government are not so much in number that they can cater to all the products. So they have also allowed the testing labs by the private people. So a testing lab can be opened and an approval can be procured from the government, first state government and then finally the country government, to do the testing on behalf of the government of the products which are thrown by the industry into the market. You can also open your preclinical lab. This is preclinical lab means where you are going to check the effect of the drugs on laboratory animals. So every industry is not able to afford an animal house. So preclinical labs will open an animal house and check the products on behalf of the industry on the experimental animals. Clinical data management unit also you can open. In this, you don't require anything except computers and a few people who are good at computers. So you will collect all the data from this is a part of the pharmacovigilance which I shared with you. So in clinical data management, you will, a company wants to launch a particular product for hypertension. And there is already a product which is very popular. So what they will do is they will look at the data of the competitors. Where is the maximum number of consumers? Which are the hospitals which are, prescribing their medicine? So all this data can be procured and it can be given to the industry which is asking for it, and they provide money in terms of tens of lakhs, or even if it is something which is something like hypertension or something like diabetes, the money paid by the industry to the clinical data management units is very, very high. Then farmer writing is, again, when there is an industry which cannot afford people to design its brochures or write-ups, they hire farmer writing people. So currently in last 10-20 years, the farmer writing units have also come up, wherein their only job is to prepare the material for the industries who can't afford a farmer writing unit in themselves. The same applies for pharmacovigilance. And you might have heard of 1mg. So 1mg currently in India is the most popular e-pharmacy. E-pharmacies are the pharmacies which are, like you have this app of who are going to provide you food at home, Swiggy and everything. Similarly, you have 1mg who are going to provide you the medicine that you require at your doorstep. So these days, many young people are opening their e-pharmacies also. And chemist shops, you are already, all of you are aware that you can open your retail or wholesale chemist shops. So these are the options of entrepreneurship. Other options are drug control. So when children join me, this is one of the most, glamorous kind of profession they all strive for. So slowly and slowly, the glamour goes down. Drug control department is a department, government department, of course, wherein, a drug inspector can enter into any chemist shop, can enter into any industry at any point of time, day, night, unannounced, without any prior information, and inspect. And if anything is found unreasonable or objectionable, they can immediately put a lock also. So a lot of power lies with the drug inspectors. that comes under drug control. Then, of course, insurance is one sector where again my children are finding good placements now. In insurance, whether it is life insurance or medical insurance, before any company gives any insurance to any of the people who are applying for it, they will first obviously check the health status. So the health status is checked and the reports are obtained from the medical labs. So then the insurance is to be given based on those reports. So to check those reports, the insurance company needs somebody who is well versed with the medical terms, with the illnesses, with the kind of treatment which is going on. So they are hiring. Initially, they used to hire doctors. Now the number of doctors is so less that they are not able to suffice the hospitals only. So now they are employing pharmacists for checking all kind of medical records of their customers. Then medical coding is something which is very, very interesting. In medical coding, what happens is some doctor is sitting in, this is also known as medical scribing. This is somewhat, overlapping with medical scribing. So there is a doctor sitting in New Zealand, and you might be aware that in Australia, in New Zealand, in UK, the pharmacist jobs are very, very highly paid. So they are not able to find a good, enough number of pharmacists. So since we are now very well connected by the internet, so what happens? The doctor is sitting in New Zealand, giving a prescription to a patient and speaking what is to be done, giving the prescription, how many tablets are to be taken, what time, with water or milk, after meals or before meals. So this is being noted down by a pharmacist who is sitting in probably Chennai or in Hoshiarpur or in Kolkata in the online mode. The pharmacist then types it out and sends it through email or through the software to the doctor, who then takes a printout and hands it over to the patient. Now, this is so popular with the Indian pharmacists that I have seen some of my own children who were working for doctors sitting in Canada, US, UK. The bond got so strong that eventually the doctors called them there, paid for their air tickets also, and now they are settled with those doctors as the pharmacists. Coming to the food control, this is very common to, this is very similar to the drug control. So like we have drug inspectors, we have food inspectors also. In academics, you can become a teacher like me. You can teach the children. So in this, for teaching the diploma, you need to have a B Pharm degree. For teaching D Pharm, diploma in pharmacy, you need to have a degree of B Pharmacy. For teaching B Pharmacy people, you need to have at least M Pharmacy. For teaching M Pharmacy, you need to have a PhD degree. So you can enter into academics also, following my footsteps. Research, as I shared with you, there are certain, apart from the R&D in the industry, there are certain organizations like CSIR, like ICMR, wherein, they only do research. They don't teach. They don't make drugs. They only do the research. So such research organizations are also there. For that, you need to have some good research acumen, some good research experience, which of course generally comes in your masters. So they will generally not take bachelors, they take only the master level or PhD level scholars. Then nutraceuticals, as I was sharing with you, all of you might have heard of, Horlicks and so on. So all nutraceuticals, the vitamins, the supplements, they fall in the category of nutraceuticals, and there also you can join the industry of nutraceuticals. You can open your own nutraceutical unit also. Recently, the cosmeceuticals have also come up. So it is, cosmeceutical is slightly different from cosmetics. Cosmetic is something, which will give only a better appearance. It could be a shaving cream, it could be a perfume. But cosmeceutical is something like moisturizer, which will actually help the body fight a particular condition which affects the appearance. So in the cosmeceutical industry also, they are preferring pharmacists now because they know everything about the skin, about the hair, about the teeth, about the process of, perspiration, sweating, nails. So cosmeceutical industry are also, they are very happy to employ the pharmacist. Pharma journalism is a very, very telescopic field wherein if if you are very good at writing, there are certain magazines which are dedicated to pharma. There are certain journals which are dedicated to pharma news. So you can join if you are very good at it. You can join pharma journalism also. IPR is intellectual property right. You might have heard of patents, you might have heard of trademarks. So for any kind of IPR of pharmacy, and almost I would share with you more than 20% of the patents are from the either the pharma field or the cosmetics field or the nutrition field. So you can go for IPR also. Regarding the hospital pharmacy, you might have seen pharmacists who are employed in hospitals who are actually checking the prescriptions given by the doctors to all the patients who are admitted. So somewhere, they see, they check the prescriptions and at times they make changes also. Then in the hospital quality control, whether the proper sanitation has been maintained, whether the right kind of dose is going to the inpatients, whether the right kind of dosage form is being given to the patients, everything is checked by the pharmacists who are employed with the hospital quality control. So regarding, the good signs of an institute, you should have, first thing I told you was they should be having an approval from the Pharmacy Council of India. If you are going for masters in Ayurvedic pharmacy, M.Pharm Ayurveda, it should be approved by the Ayush board. It should be approved by the CPC-SCA. That means the body which gives approval for the animal house. Then you can look for the rankings given by the MHRD. You can see the faculty profiles. You can see the research profile of the department. You can come and visit us. You can see the labs. You can see the animal house. You can see the herbal garden. You see labs, animal house and herbal garden. These are the lifelines of pharmacy profession. So you can visit the institute and see all these. So I'll be happy to answer any queries. Thank you for, very patient listening. So
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful presentation.
So now we can go ahead.
Yes, so I have made a list of all the pharmacy related queries which the students have asked while they have done the registration for this webinar. While most of the queries in general has been clearly answered in your presentation, but there are few that I would like to highlight. So Mr. Aryan Raj, I think he is in the seminar also. He has asked that his question has two parts. The first part contains that the scope of B pharmacy, and the second part he is saying that he has heard that pharmacy is really underpaid and out of scope course in India. So this is his worry.
So, beta, let me share it with you. If you remember, I told you right in the beginning that pharmacy is a very regulated profession. I hope you remember that. Now, when you are joining an industry wherein production is going on or quality control is going on, and say, let us take an example. I am going to prepare 1 lakh tablets of paracetamol, right? Which are going to be probably distributed to 10,000 people, right? Now the life of those 10,000 people is in your hands. So obviously, initially the industry is not going to give you the entire process of preparing the tablets, which is right also, because we are playing with the lives of human beings. So this used to be the scenario, but currently, as I was sharing with you, with the professions of medical scribing, data analytics, uh, medical coding, life insurance, where you are not actually playing with the lives of people. The salary packages, initial salary packages are, they have really gone up. But if you want to enter into a conventional career of pharma industry, there initially your salary would be low, no doubt about it. As you are saying, they are underpaid. But after 2.5 to 3 years, there will be a sudden rise in the graph. So your graph will go like this. Initially, there will be salary would be low, but after say 5 to 6 years or 10 years, you will be earning much more as compared to your peers who were doing engineering or management or something else. I should not be naming the other professions. That is actually wrong on my part. But the graph, as I was sharing with you, the graph goes like this. So I hope I have answered your questions. If you want to ask anything more, I am there.
Yes, ma'am, certainly. So we have Q&A active right now. If any student wants to ask any random query or any spontaneous
Yeah,
question,
I'll be
they
very
can
happy to
ask
answer.
here. Okay, ma'am, there is one more question by Rose Maria Biju. She is asking about chemistry. Is it the major subject in pharmacy?
Yes, it would be, I would not say the major subject, but yes, you need to have the basic knowledge of chemistry, because we'll be mainly focusing on, most of it will be organic chemistry. There'll be some part of inorganic and some part of physical, but that would be less. There will be 2 inputs of organic, two inputs of medicinal chemistry, which would be more of pharmacology, less of chemistry. So if you ask me, as such, there would be around 3 inputs of pure chemistry in the bachelor's. In the master's, once you have opted, say, pharmaceutics or pharmacology or pharmaceutical analysis or pharmacy practice, there'll be no pharmaceutical chemistry. So chemistry is there only till B Farm, and yes, it would be there. Most of it would be organic chemistry
Mhm.
in the first 2 years. Then it will be more of pharmacology mixed with some amount of organic chemistry.
Yeah. Thank you. So next student, Manisha Sharma. Manisha wants to know, can I go abroad after doing B Pharma from LPU?
So Manisha, I will tell you, first batch which passed out from LPU was in 2006. So apart from 3 people, rest all are in either Canada or US or New Zealand or Australia. So in this area of Punjab, people are very fond of going abroad, and most of my children, they land up in the again, and they are doing very well. Some of them are doing extremely well also, and in fact, let me share with you, Dr. Mohit, I would share with you also, and I'll request you also. In August, one of my alumni, she is coming. She is doing
Okay.
very well in US, and
Yes,
she
ma'am.
has joined the forces there.
Oh,
So I have requested her for a webinar. So all these children can join that webinar, and
sure.
it could be a
We'll
one-to-one communication between them.
yes, ma'am. Agreed.
She can guide you also.
Correct. Okay. There is there are some general queries in which 3-4 students, Smriti, K. Pranavi, there are so many students who are worried about the research aspect. That even if they are the beginners in the field and they have zero research or zero ground experience of research, can they really make up for B Pharma or M Pharma easily?
Surely, surely. Here, Beta, I would like to share with you in the NIRF rankings, in research, your department is ranked at number 4 across India amongst all the private and government universities. So that of course the credit goes to your seniors, your alumni, your teachers, and the teachers who have left also. So the research acumen and the research atmosphere at the School of Pharmaceutical Sciences in LPU is very very strong. आपको अभी तो आप बोल रहे हो आपको अच्छा लगता है, आपको नहीं भी अच्छा लगता होगा तो हम सिखा देंगे. We are
Yes.
so focused on research.
Yes, ma'am.
Initially, when Dr. Mohit was giving my introduction, all the accolades which he was attributing to me is not entirely mine. They are not entirely mine because all I have been able to do is because of my students only. They work in the labs, they write all the papers, and then together we are able to go for the patents and the papers. So research is very very strong at your school.
Thank you so much. We got, ma'am, 3 questions right now in the Q&A section. Mr. Aditya Singh is asking, ma'am, how can we prepare before coming to college to have better understanding of the course?
Oh yes. So better do one thing. First thing is open the site of Pharmacy Council of India. Open your school's website. School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Lovely Professional University. Start looking for, I understand you are too young, you are going to enter the profession, but start looking for the various jobs which are available, because that is the best thing, you can make up your mind. Of course, we will be giving you the inputs. Another thing is whatever cosmetics, whatever nutraceuticals, whatever medicines are lying in your household, start looking at their labels. Start reading them. You will obviously get to know what kind of things are to be looked at. And then we are available. You can speak to me anytime. You can contact your teachers anytime. Start looking for the news which are related to the pharmacy scenario in the country. Recently, there was a huge controversy about a medicine coming from India being exported to Gambia and a few children dying, which was eventually found out to be because of something else. So start following those news, start following the kind of jobs which are available, start looking at the labels of various cosmetics, start following the websites of the relevant bodies, organizations. So that will give you a very strong background.
That's a wonderful piece of advice. I hope Aditya is satisfied with the answer. There is one more query by an anonymous attendee. Ma'am, what are the routes after M Pharma and how to excel in this course? Okay, so
Rules regarding what
are the routes? Routes, I mean to say, what are the career options? I think he may be asking in
So,
M Pharma or
as I was
pharmacy.
sharing with you earlier also, after B Farm, generally the R&D people are not going to take you. Some companies in pharmaceutical analysis will not take you. These are the two major areas. And of course, the research organizations. There you can enter only after your master's. Second thing is, once you have done your master's in pharmaceutics, obviously your chances of getting recruited by the formulation development are much more as compared to those of B Pharm. Similarly, if you have done your M-Pharm in pharmaceutical analysis, you are an expert in that. So in those chosen areas, your chances of getting selected and getting a higher salary increase. So that is one thing. Second thing is, I would suggest that you look at GPAT also. GPAT is the exam for entering into Masters, Graduate Pharmacy Aptitude Test. So if you are able to clear that, you are taken up very easily by the research organizations for research. So these are the routes.
He had a little clarity in the question. It's about pharmaceutics. That
Pharmaceutics.
pharmaceutics, M pharma pharmaceutics. Yes.
So I am also from pharmaceutics specialization. So in fact, pharmaceutics is one branch which, apart from the bulk drug manufacturing and preclinical testing, would find application everywhere. So all aspects of industry except these two are open to masters in pharmaceutics, because you are very good at analytical handling also. Whatever you are producing, you are checking also while you are being trained for MPharm. So you are good at analysis also, right? Formulation development, analytical development. You are well versed with the legal aspects, so regulatory affairs also. So there is no dearth of opportunities for MPharm pharmaceutics. Anything else? I can't hear you.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
One more question by Saurav Sharma. He's saying, ma'am, is MBA after B pharmacy is a good option?
See,
What
Saurabh, it depends upon your priorities. There are many examples wherein the people who have done B.Pharm and MBA are doing very, very well. So it basically depends on your aptitude and attitude both. So if you want to enter into hardcore pharmacy, then no. If you want to enter into administration, then yes. So it is all your opinion, your aptitude.
Okay. Next is Suman Samantha. What is the scope of M pharma in pharmaceutical industry? I think this question has been answered already.
Yes.
Ma'am, do you want to say something again? What is the scope of M pharma in pharmaceutical industry?
No, I explained it in so much detail.
Hanji,
I think
Hanji.
I took 15 minutes to
Yes,
explain
yes,
it.
ma'am. I have now. I am also aware of this. Anyways, we'll share the recording of this video also later on to all the attendees, so they can listen to this thing again if they want. One more last question, ma'am. Will the course include a mandatory internship for B pharmacy? And previously, which good companies came to LPU?
See, we had Wokhard, we had Cipla, you name it, and we had it, Dr. Reddy's. Many of my children have gone into medical scribing at a package of 6.6. Almost 21 children have joined there at packages of 6.6. As I shared with you, if you want into, yeah, one more thing, if you want to enter into product, if you want to open your own production unit, then you need to work in the industry production specifically for at least 1 year. If you want to open your own unit of injectables, then it is 1.5 years. So at that time, and industries are also smart enough, they know it, so they are not going to pay you much.
Yes.
And second thing, as I shared with you, it is the health, the life of so many people which is at stake. So again, you are going to work under the supervision of your seniors. So you're not going to earn much for these 1 to 2 years. So there the industry is going to pay you less. But if you talk of pharmacovigilance, if you talk of scribing, if you talk of data analytics, they are going now paying much, much more. So the entire range of companies has come to us, and all good names, as I shared with you. We had Cipla, we had Wokhard, we had Dr. Reddy's, we had VP Solutions, and so on.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, one last question, quick question. Suman Samantha is saying M pharmacy in pharmaceutical chemistry. Pharmaceutical chemistry subject. She's asking
Yeah.
the scope and the career options.
See, pharmaceutical chemistry is doing very well now. It is the children who go out, because you see, I remember there was a question somebody had asked. is chemistry important in pharmacy?
Yes, ma'am. Rosemary. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you see, earlier what the pharma industry used to do was they used to hire uh, pure chemistry people. I mean the MSc chemistry people. But then they found out that it is not, they are not, I would not say they are not efficient. They are very efficient, but they are not trained enough to handle the pharmaceutical because it is a very hardcore kind of job. So they stopped taking the MSc chemistry people and they started taking the M.Pharm pharma chemistry people. So bulk drug industry is one, and second is, since the many people are reluctant because many people are scared of chemistry. So the takers of pharmaceutical chemistry are not many. There is always a need of teachers of pharmaceutical chemistry, professors of pharmaceutical chemistry. In industry also they need pharma people. And after the vaccination came and after this, as I was sharing with you, COVID thing came, they are now, India is going for generic drugs. We are almost replacing China for the supply of raw drugs. So for the raw drugs, they require experts in pharmaceutical chemistry. So the demand has gone up very high. That's what I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can we take one more question? Actually,
Surely.
it just popped up.
Any number. I'll be happy to answer.
Okay, Mr. Kushal Singh, he has asked that, ma'am, can we learn about genetic engineering in research field after completing B pharmacy or M pharmacy?
You can after completing M pharmacy, because till B pharmacy you will not be, well equipped with the concepts of genetic engineering. So for that, what we can do is you can go for your M pharm, wherein one more thing I would like to share with you. All of you might have heard of DRDO,
Yes, ma'am.
which is in high limelight because of the satellites we are launching and the kind of things we are doing with NASA and everywhere. So DRDO, there is a branch known as INMAS which handle the nuclear medicine. So every year, 2 to 3 of my children of M-Farm, they are joining DRDO for joint projects. So in case genetic engineering is preferred subject for you, you can talk to your supervisor in M-Farm so that we can give you that kind of telescopic exposure. And then you can learn about genetic engineering in your PhD.
Is there any more questions by anyone he or she can ask in the Q&A section? So I think
That's it.
that's it, ma'am. I think there are no more questions in the Q&A section, and majority of the questions were already answered clearly in your presentation.
Right.
So
Right.
I just want to conclude now.
Yeah, children, we are waiting for you. We are waiting for you to join. Over to you.
Okay.
Dr. Mohit, over to you, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, with heartfelt appreciation, I thank each and every one of you for joining us today. Your enthusiasm, curiosity, and dedication are the driving force behind our university's mission to empower and educate the next generation of leaders. I would also like to express my gratitude to the organizing committee, faculty members, and the staff who worked tirelessly to make this virtual onboarding session a memorable experience for all. Your commitment to excellence and unwavering support had made this event possible. Lastly, I would like to extend a special thanks to our esteemed Registrar and Executive Dean, Dr. Monica Gulati, ma'am. Your presence and word of wisdom have left an indelible impact on all of us.
Thank
Your
you.
accomplishments, expertise, and vision serve as a guiding light, igniting our passion and motivating us to reach new heights. We are honored to have had the opportunity to learn from you, ma'am, today. As we embark on this exciting journey together, let us remember the spirit of Virtu that binds us. Let us embrace diversity, foster innovation, and strive for excellence in all our endeavors. I have no doubt that each and every one of you will contribute immensely to the growth and success of Lovely Professional University. Once again, thank you all for being a part of this momentous occasion. Your presence has made it truly special. Wishing you all the best to you embark on this new chapter of your academic journey. May you have great success and positive impact on the world. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. We can now close the session with your permission.
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.